Sasha.
Sasha. This is our bike kitty. Meow. Hi.
Dylan's child.
But anyways, we're back here today because we're actually going to start building the front brake mounts for my Blocks Flyer, or the fork brake mounts, I would guess you would call it, right?
The fork, yeah, the clamp mounts for the forks for the Magura cylinders.
Yeah, so we're going to be putting the HS33 Magura hydraulic rim brakes on the front of my Blocks Flyer. And so we got to build a custom, I guess, mount or bracket for it.
Yeah, it's kind of phase 2 of it. So I want to explain something about doing, prototypes and one-offs. It's everything isn't always straight. Sometimes the parts that we're working with aren't straight when they come from the factory. So what I am doing is I'm not trying to make a finished perfect thing. I'm trying to get a good solid mount so I can prove the theory, which would be, do these mounts work? Do they look cleaner than the plates that I have on my other bike?
It's a prototype.
It's a prototype, yeah, but in production or next prototype, they're going to be lighter, cleaner, everything will change, but
we're in the R&D phase right now.
This is the R&D phase. We're just proving the theory and seeing if they work.
Yeah.
So.
And essentially, you guys saw version 1.0 on the McCoy. Those are, if you guys remember, the brackets my dad built for those forks. And he's rocking the Echo clamps at this point.
And you can see those plates aren't straight.
It's hard to tell over here in this lighting, but yeah, they're a little off.
Yes, well, you did tell him we're doing my bike first, right?
Well,
is that what you said, or did you say your bike's going on?
I don't know. Eric's got priority on my bike right now,
No,
I think, so.
No, I already told him, I said, the bike I will be bringing in is a Harrow McCoy, it's green. It's the only thing you want to think about. And he's like, okay.
If I slip him
he's focusing on a green bike.
If I slip him a 50, he might change his mind.
He'll take your
that.
money, but no, man. Come on, I got that geometry is important.
All right, so what do you want to get started first with kind of walking them through the design you came up with and how we're going to try and make this work?
Yeah, I was going to say one other thing. I have clamps.
Here, I'm going to bring the bike out just so they can see it.
Okay, so what you're looking at is those are Harrow forks. I had some brackets welded on there. And the top clamp, you got to stay on it though. The top clamp is Echo. The bottom half of the clamp is Jitsi, and the reason being is the bottom clamp, the Jitsi clamp, has a thicker base, which keeps the cylinders from rubbing on the forks. So I at least got to use, but don't go away yet.
I'm still over here.
All right, but if you check out those bolts, now those things are titanium.
Yeah.
And man, I'll tell you, I have not been that happy in a long time. Putting titanium bolts on my bike is kind of a special thing. I don't know what it is about titanium, but what we're doing here today is not going to be how production is going to be. It might look similar, but this is just to see if this looks better and if it works. I'm going to put masking tape where I think the mounts are going to be, roughly, just to get a general idea, so I don't have to mark with forks.
And so what the idea is, you're going to use this tubing, right?
Wait, okay. Hold on, we're not there yet.
So what's the tape for?
To be able to mark whatever we're going to do. We may not even
see.
use it, but so can they see me out here?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, again, Shay's going to understand this because he is a freak about quality, which I really like, but whenever I'm putting tape on something, I cut the edges. This is just, I don't know. You guys will understand this hopefully, but so it looks clean. I mean, if you rip the tape, and that's like the first part of the project, and you got this big rip over here, you're already kind of 2 steps back. You know, you got this ugly rip line here. So my recommendation is cut the tape, let it be clean, and hopefully you'll carry that attitude through the whole project. Probably more information than you wanted, but what the hell. I don't even know what we're gonna mark, but I'm gonna make sure this thing is flat on the rim.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making sure that the pad is flat on the rim and lined up. See how that moves around? Okay. Now you could probably put a line right to the edge of the cylinder. No, no, no.
That helps.
Well, this is a first time thing, okay? I mean, because it's round stock and
Round stock. That's what it's called?
round metal, whatever. Where are your clamps?
The gold ones?
Yeah.
Right now. Let me show them actually. So yeah, these are the Echo clamps. I forget what model they are, but they work on the HS33 and I think a few other pairs of the Magura brakes.
Okay. So we're gonna put these on there with, we're just going through a dry fit, see how everything fits and get an idea of what we're doing, you know? Oh, you still got your, okay. This is important. So I'm slow, I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes today, just beware. But Magura's come stock with these plastic rings right here.
Oh, I didn't even see that there.
And then the inside of the clamp is grooved. It gives you a little more adjustment. I tried a set of clamps like this that came with aluminum rings. And it was just as hard to adjust as, it was easier to adjust without the rings. So his clamps were made for no rings, I believe. Okay, so this is an Echo clamp. You can see Echo. And then you know this is the bottom because it's flat. Every clamp has a different personality to it, or it has little things that are different. They're not all the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer without the plastic ring.
These are washerless, right?
Yes.
And what's
Okay, so now we can get an idea. This is going to be interesting because you got such a big fat rim on here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, okay, wait. Okay, so here's the other that's going to be interesting about this. His forks have a lot, they're fat. They have a lot of room for the tire clearance and a lot of room from the rim. And he's got a fat rim on here. This thing's like, I don't know, 1/4 inch fatter than mine. The Magura brake, you can see this. This is how it'll mount. That's your adjustment towards the rim, okay? So you want to have this mounted so that if he ever goes to a skinny wheel, he'll have adjustment for it. And we also don't want the cylinder to hit the forks. And then you can see the slots right here and here. That's your up and down movement. And that's where it's going to get kind of exciting in the back because we're going to have longer slots to move with the axle. But well, we got some ideas on that. I'll tell you, the biggest mistake I made was, this one was Dylan, was when everything is black and you're old and you can't see, it's just like a big shadow in there. You can't see everything. But these are Jitsi. And if you notice, this one right here is thicker here than it is here. And they also have, if you can see right here on the end, they have these little lips, which I suppose so you don't over tighten and crush that thing or break it. But it's kind of cool, right? So I took the fat one. We got to figure out, because Dylan's, if you look at that, this side's pinched all the way, and that's all he's going to have for tightening around this. And personally, I don't think that's going to be enough, unless I'm missing something.
Probably.
I'm missing something? Okay, well then tell me what it is, because
I just know usually you panic, and then when it comes down to it, it's like, wait, oh yeah, it does work.
Well, you're under the impression that this is easy, and this is actually really close to rocket science. So,
Interesting.
This is where the big boys come in, and you got to just kind of sit back and.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better than the other one, right? Look at the other one's already closed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's still good. Now let's go to this one.
Here, try scooting away a little bit so they can see too.
That one looks. That looks pretty. Not as much as the Jitsi, but let's go to a low Jitsi. Does that look like more?
Yeah. Holy shit, man.
No, really. I mean, serious.
Yeah. Hundo P.
This is going to be your bike, man. We weld it, and they don't tighten up.
Wait, let me show them how big
get
your
to
eyes
start
are.
over.
Can I show them how big your eyes got?
Dylan's just like, yeah, that's fine. But when this thing's all welded and done and it don't work, hey.
It don't not work, then you know, good break.
Okay, we're going with Jitsi clamps. They got the most tightening space in there.
Top and bottom, Jitsi.
Yeah, top and bottom. And now we're going to take this 3/4 round and
Can you
cut.
pull that up and show them? I don't think they can see.
Oh, it might be 5/8, 5/16, whatever. 5/16, 5/8, 3/4. I don't know. I can't put that together right now, but we're going to cut 1 1/4 inches off this. We're just going to do one and see how it works with the forks and what we're thinking. It looks like it might work, and we'll cut another one and start going to the next phase.
So there will be 2 of those on each side of the fork, right?
That's the idea.
Okay, so the top and bottom mount for each side.
The idea was to have 2 of them and then have a little U dug out of the fork so they're setting inside the fork, which would give them a little strength and they would look clean.
Yeah.
That's a big fat piece of metal. But I'm trying to think, since the forks are chromoly, what are we going to do? You know, if we put a bolt-on bracket, we go to aluminum, but I don't know. I just want to see how they're going to look, and then we'll figure out.
Yeah.
It's hard to answer all the questions before you do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So you just got to kind of move ahead and take a chance, and you get setbacks, and that's all right.
Okay. So we're gonna head out in the garage and start doing some cutting then.
Yeah.
All right, so it's looking like we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and come up with a new design because what we were gonna try and do, it looks like that might not work exactly how we thought it was going to.
It would work. It just wouldn't look. It would look.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't gonna be clean enough. So what we're gonna do is we've been drawing up a few new ideas, so we're gonna go get some more supplies for that, and then we'll be back to show you guys what we come up with.
So we came up with a new idea. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot.
Yep. We're gonna cut a new piece out.
Oh, it needs to be plugged in. Full start.
That would help. Get in there for a sec. Okay, so you took that slot out. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool looking.
Eyes like this. Looks like it needs to be more open.
All right, so we're just lining up the bracket and it looks like it's going to work. So what we're gonna do is RL's gonna take a break for the day and get some McDonald's in him. And then we're gonna be back tomorrow to finish with tapping those, or tapping that bit or that clamp, and then making 3 others so we have it ready.
Having all 3 of those.
Yeah.
It's a little exercise. So did they see how this fits on the fork?
I think so, but if you want to show them, we can do it one more time real quick.
You gotta pick up the camera.
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna take these off.
So it goes on the inside, just like that. And then there will be one below it, down here for the second clamp.
Right, and it'll be welded in the back around the top.
And then this will just mount. Whoop.
Like oh, this is what we gotta check. Good thing you did that. See that? How close that is? How close is the cylinder to the forks? That's going to be taller.
It's got a little gap.
This has to be taller.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like we don't even have one yet, but
Well, but we know.
yeah.
We're getting closer, right?
Okay. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow to finish this up. Keep working on it.
You guys have a good night. And well, this isn't live, right?
No.
Such a...
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys.